What's good, YouTube? The point of that video that I just made is as follows. Rochester, New York, like I said earlier, is one of the poorest cities in the country. And it has a very serious homeless issue, including the fact that, like many cities throughout the country, there are homeless veterans who fought for this country, sleeping on their expressway overpasses, right? So, obviously, as many of you who follow me probably already know by now, I tend to look at things a little differently than most people. And that's not to say anything bad about anyone else, but that's just to show that I'm the type of person that I look at something different than most people do, right? And I couldn't help, as I saw that line, which you guys saw, and I'll play again in a second, of people standing in line for beer to go on sale in one of the coldest days in Rochester, New York, a day where homeless folks are struggling to stay warm, right? I couldn't help but think that as a society, the things that Americans come together and come out for, including standing in line for beer, are interesting, because if you took the same amount of focus and energy that those folks that you just saw, and you'll see again in a second, have to stand in line in one of the coldest days of the year in Rochester, New York, for beer, for fucking alcohol. Could you imagine if that same long line of people took a stand against injustices here in Rochester, took a stand against homelessness? Could you imagine that for a second? Picture that line of people hitting the city and handing out blankets or handing out food, which, yes, for the ones who will talk shit as they watch this video, I have done the latter. I have brought food to the homeless, something that I actually plan to do more of. But my point is, can you imagine that same line of folks that you saw there, who got up this morning and said, I'm going to get in a cold-ass line of people in one of the coldest days in Rochester, and I'm going to get in line for alcohol? Can you imagine if those same folks stood up to the injustices going on in this city and stood up to homelessness, for example? What a difference that would make. What's the point of this video? The point of this video is that as Americans, we certainly choose some interesting things to be passionate about, don't we? And to spend or waste, depending how you look at it, our time on. Such as standing in a long-ass fucking line for alcohol. When you think about it, imagine the difference that it would make if that same time and that long line of people that you saw would come together and unite against serious issues in this city, such as homelessness. Think about that. Peace.
What? Other half from Brooklyn, New York. They did like a collaboration with Tap and Mallet. So they're showing all their stuff about what you can. Yeah.
Okay? We are dropping the limits for anybody with wristbands to 3 and 3. After that point, we're going to drop it either to 1 and 1 or 2 and 2. I think it'll be 1 and 1 because of a lot of you. Alright? And hopefully we'll spread this beer as long as I can. We'll come out and update whatever we can. But be forewarned, you might not get any beer.